Yeah, they'll get it done. But you got to drag them kicking and screaming. You got to force them to do something. Maybe that's not the first choice that they want to do, but it's when that person says, you know what? I've got to do this. I want to do this. This is a thing that, man, if I can make this happen, if I can do this, man, that's going to be it. They're excited. They're motivated. They're focused. They see what they want to do. And it's like, okay, well, then maybe that's the person I need to use. Well, obviously, King David, he has been training and he was ready. And so I think it's wisdom on his part to say, look, who of you will actually step up and do this? It's interesting when you ask somebody to do something, and I've been this person, and if I've been this person to you, I apologize. Hey, you want to help me? Well, my kids are different. We just, you're stuck with it. Sorry about that. But in general, hey, you want to do this? Hey, man, you'll appreciate, I promise you, you're going to love it. This is going to be amazing. As soon as I start that process, I lost. Why? Because they don't want to do it, man. They don't. But what happens with Joab? He's like, I want to do this. What happens with King David? I want to do this. What happened with Isaiah? I want to do this. I will step in that place. I will do this thing. And I remember when I got saved, it was just like, you couldn't audibly hear it. Please, no auditory hallucinations. But it's like God really pushed on me, like, are you willing to do this? Man, I want to do this. I remember thinking like that, and I'm like, man, I got some problems probably, but I was ready to go. Now, was I ready to go? No, not even close. But my little pea brain was going, yeah, let's do this, man. Give me, let's go. And so that's the person that God uses, and I find that to be the case. And let me say this, not as a discouragement to you, but if you don't see God I got to do this thing, then maybe pray about it, and maybe that's not your thing. How many times have we been coerced in a church? Hey, we need help with the kids. That's the first place. Hey, I want to help in the church. To the kids you go, And hey, they'll slobber on you, they'll poop on you, but it's fantastic. You'll love this, right? And you're like, I just wanted to hand out bulletins or something, and you find yourself down there going, all right, well, we're really guilty of that. Years ago, I was in Memphis, Tennessee. People have heard of Adrian Rogers, right? Some of you have. It was in his church, and this is a part of there's a pastor's conference thing that I got involved in through the Faulkner County Association, stuff like that. But we go in there, and Norm Geisler is up there talking. There's Norm Geisler and this other guy. And he said something, and I thought, this is fantastic. Now, this is back in my Baptist days, so you have to understand this is funny to me, because I was, at that point, transitioning away from it, which is a bad term, but I understand it made sense then. But I was leaving that and going Calvary Chapel. I just didn't understand everything yet. But I remember, because I'd been training under Calvary pastors at that point for a few years, I knew what he said was right. And it was funny. And I watched people squirm. It was so great. He said, and this, keep in mind, this is a room of 300-400 pastors. He said, how many Sunday school classes should you have? And you're counting them up, for my group, I need at least 4 or 5, or I need one of these, I want one of those. He lets it kind of simmer there for just a second, and then he says, you need as many Sunday school classes as you have qualified people to teach them. And I was like, whoa. He also said a few other things, and I remember the bus ride back was a little tension. It was funny. It was like one of those little 18-pack vans or whatever. This guy's like, I can't believe that guy said that. It was great. And it's like, because one of the things is like so many, whatever the percentage of pastors don't even believe their Bible. And the guy's like, that's not true. There's no way that's true. And I'm like, it is, man. But you got to remember that what people see as a church is not what believers who are actually in their Bible understand what the church is. And so, yeah, there are a ton of people. You can walk into churches all over the city, all over the state, all over the country, and you walk in there and the pastor doesn't believe a word he says. I've been in those churches. I've been in there plenty of times. When I was in the Army, I was in a couple of them. And I was like, that's when I was done with this whole God stuff and the church stuff, because I realized these guys are there for a paycheck and they're idiots. They weren't genuine. They didn't believe it. There needs to be as many churches as there are qualified pastors. There needs to be as many Sunday school classes as there are qualified teachers. That's going to burn some people, though, unfortunately, because there's plenty of them around here that need to shut the doors and call it good. It just does. Are you willing to serve God? If you're willing to serve God, are you qualified to serve God?